is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
And Albert skies one to deep left field. Move over Frank Robinson. Albert Pujols has gone big fly. Number 586, tying him with Frank Robinson for 9th all time. Well, the power is certainly on display last night. The Angels with a total of 5 home runs, 2 shy of a team record, and overall they made it hold up as they had a total of 14 hits and taking game 1 of this 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas. Now the Angels have played much better baseball here of late. We mentioned that 4-2 road trip last night. It's nice to pick up the win, but it's also nice to talk about Albert Pujols. Quietly had a fantastic month of July and now having a fantastic month of August.
Yeah, Victor, he's really hitting the ball extremely well. 26 home runs, 103 RBI. He is swinging the bats well, but he's really always been about winning. He's won some world championships with the Cardinals, been to the playoffs with the Angels, and he got a chance to catch up with Jose Mota up in Toronto to explain how important winning is, even more so than his numbers.
It's hard for me because as you said, I don't like to talk about myself. My season is being up and down. It's about the team. And whether I hit 40 home run or drive 100 and some run and we don't make the playoff, that doesn't mean anything. You know, it's about, helping the team to win. And I believe that's my goal every day, and that's what I try to do every time I take the field.
You know, that's really the thing, Victor. That's the beauty of Albert Pujols. He's all about winning, and he treats every at-bat as if it's his last at-bat in the major leagues. That's why he's so focused, and that's why he's putting up these numbers now. He'd love to have an opportunity to get back to the postseason, but these guys are learning so much watching him go out there and perform under a difficult season. He's going out there and putting up unreal numbers.
Well, last night they faced a familiar foe in Dan Straley. Today they're facing a guy they have not seen before, Tim Adelman. Jared Weaver's on the mound for the Angels. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Brewhouse Bacon Burger today for limited time only at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. We welcome you back out to the Big A, game 2 of this 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds. A very quick homestand before the Angels have an off day on Thursday, and then we'll travel to Seattle to start their next road trip. Just 2 roadies left. This next one that's upcoming is a 6-gamer between Seattle and Oakland, with Jared Weaver getting his warm-up pitchers on here at the Big A. We'll take a look at Brian Price's lineup for the Cincinnati Reds at 55 and 75 on this season. Very similar lineup, a couple of changes. Hamilton leading things off at center. Kozar gets to start at DH tonight. Votto at first, Adam Duvall, the All-Star in left field. Brandon Phillips is at second base. Scott Schebler in right. Eugenio Suarez gets to start today at third base. He DH'd last night. Jose Peraza, who got hit on a pickoff throw, is back in the lineup. He's at shortstop, and it's Rocky Lopez tonight doing the catching and batting ninth. Taking on Jared Weaver tonight, making his 26th start of the season. He's looking for win number 10.
Yeah, and Weaver has been throwing the ball better, especially his velocity on his fastball has picked up as the season has progressed. Looking for his 10th win of the season. My go-tos for Weaver to pick up that 10th win here tonight for the Angels. Curveball feel. You can see with the way they hit the baseball last night, very good as far as fastballs. The Reds use that curveball and keep Hamilton off the base. This distraction there went in, but that speed he has forces you to throw a few more fastballs than probably Weaver would like to have to throw during the course of this game if Hamilton's on base.
Check out the Halos defensively tonight. Nick Buss gets to start in left field. Mike Trout at center. Cole Calhoun in right. The infield with Marte and Simmons on the left side. Pennington and Crone on the right, and Bandy behind the plate.
And going back to Weaver, what he has done as far, especially with his pickoffs, 26 career pickoffs. That's tied for the 9th best among active pitchers. It's an Angel record for right-handed pitcher. Weaver's got a very quick move. If there's any of that speed on base, and they steal a lot of bases, the Reds, 113 of them as a team. He does have that quick move.
First one tonight is upstairs. Hamilton saw the one pitch last night leading off the game and singled. Eventually scored after stealing second base. He scored on the home run by Votto. The only 2 runs that the Reds put on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton finished going 1 for 4. Cincinnati had a total of 8 hits. The Angels, as we mentioned, with 14, picking up their 57th win of the season. Marte in on the grass. Crone about even with the cut of the grass. This one's over to third. Weird off the bat. A lot of spin. 1 down.
Always important to mention that, keeping him off the bases right away. Marte playing in. No smooth roller on that grass.
So 1 out, nobody on, and Zach Kozar at the plate. He eventually took over for Peraza as the DH last night. Ended up going 0 for 2. Been dealing with an Achilles, sore Achilles. Missed the previous 8 games before coming in last night as a pinch runner. Takes a strike. Kozar, 31 years of age, 2nd round pick of the Reds in 07. No balls, 2 strikes.
Good location, at 85-mile-an-hour fastball from Weaver. 17 and 10 in his career in interleague play for Jared Weaver.
Breaking balls, popped up. Behind the plate, Bandy onto the track, makes the catch, 2 down.
And the one thing you always keep an eye on with Weaver on the mound is how many pop-ups you'll have either behind home plate or in the infield. That means they're out in front and off the end of the bat. That's important for Weaver to do so. Throw off the timing of this lineup for Cincinnati. They can hit the ball pretty well.
So 2 quick outs, nobody on for Joey Votto. Slow breaking ball is in there. Votto last night 1 for 4 with a home run, a 2-run shot. His 22nd home run of the year. Oh, and 2.
So curveball so far at 69, fastball upper part of the strike zone at 83 for Weaver.
Jammed him. Cal remains. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, after the first pitch of the game being out of the strike zone, 8 straight strikes for Weaver.
Breaking ball low. 1-2. Weaver coming off a very good start. Gets a very aggressive and powerful Toronto Blue Jays lineup. Gave up 2 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits at 5 2/3. Picked up the W. It was his first win since July 17th. Pulled foul.
I mean, you look at guys in this lineup for Cincinnati against Weaver. Votto would be probably the biggest task because he stays back on a breaking ball so well. Very good on low pitches also. That means that changeup and breaking ball, lower part of the strike zone, he's very solid against.
Little changeup rolled toward first. Crow is there. A 1-2-3 first inning for Jared Weaver. We head to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Three quick inning for Jared Weaver. Let's take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Halos. Game number 132. Calhoun leading things off at right field. Trout at center. Pujols at DH. C.J. Cron, the cleanup hitter at first. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Jeffrey Marte at third base. Nick Busson left. Jeff Bandy behind the plate. Cliff Pennington tonight at second base, getting the start in the number 9 spot of the order. Take it on a 28-year-old right-hander native of Raleigh, North Carolina. His name is Tim Adelman.
Adelman's got that 2-1 mark. Pretty solid ERA, 3.68. Gorman 29 in the third innings pitch, has given up 6 home runs during that stretch. My go-to is to be successful against him, though, for the Eagles today. To see some pitches, never faced them before, and then look for the heater. He throws quite a few fastballs. Over 60% of his pitches are going to be fastballs. Look for that heater and try to drive it. 88-93 as far as his fastball. A 2-seam, 4-seam fastball, curveball, and changeup.
Cole Calhoun ready to lead things off. Ended up going 3 for 5 last night with a single, double, and a home run. Halos had several players that fell a hit shy of the cycle, and last night it just happened to be the 4 guys finished, all of them, with a triple shy of the cycle. Overall average of 270. Good off-speed pitch.
I mean, really impressive effort by the offense going against a guy in Straley who was throwing the ball so well. 6-0 in his last 8 starts coming into that game last night. Mistakes early on and capitalized quickly against him.
Two balls and a strike. Adelman making his 7th major league start. 2-1 record at 3.68 ERA. 29 in the third innings, 28 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 11 walks. 10 starts at AAA Louisville this year and threw the ball well. That one's outside. 3-1. Trout on deck, Pujols to follow. Full count.
91 mile an hour fastball, just touching the outside corner. When you watch him deliver the baseball, has that little hitch and throw before he gets rid of the baseball in his glove. We've seen a lot with pitchers of late going in that basically that stretch position, even from the full windup.
3-2, and Cole goes down swinging for the first out.
Hyundai key for the game today for the Yankees to be successful against Cincinnati here, going to Cole Swindell, middle of the memory. Again, you have to see some pitches Adelman here early on to determine his patterns. You know, that second pitch he threw after Cole took that fastball, he threw a changeup. So you look for patterns and see something to be able to help yourself, not only in this at bat, but as the game progresses. First time through, first 3 innings, Adelman's been very, very good. It's that second and third time through, that's when he struggles.
Got a no decision in his last start, but he set a career high strikeouts at 12. And that was in 6 innings of work against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Trout at .316 with 25 home runs, 84 runs batted in. Takes slow and evens the count at 1-1.
At Georgetown, he has the all-time record for strikeouts, 224 of them.
Breaking ball in there. It's 1-2. Adelman, a 24th round pick by the Baltimore Orioles in 2010 out of Georgetown, and released 2 years later, 2012. This is back up the middle, off the bare hand, and it'll go into center field.
And he looked right down at his hand right away.
Trout's on board with a single.
Adam from the bench for conversation to see if his hand is okay. He reacted with his bare hand lined up the middle, slowed it down a little bit. But still, anytime you're on the mound, that's one thing you try to avoid, is using that bare hand unless you have to protect yourself. And I think now they're going to have that conversation potentially.
Now, he waved him off. Hey, listen, if you spent a couple of years at bouncing around independent ball,
yeah, you're fine,
and you get an opportunity to pitch in the big leagues, that hand better be no longer attached to the arm before you come out and get him, especially at 27 years of age. He'll face Albert with Trout at first.
And Albert Pujols, as far as first inning home runs, second most in Major League history. A home run last night in the first inning, only Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds ahead of him. Just one ahead of Albert. First inning home runs.
Albert swings and hits one out toward right center field. It's playable for Hamilton. 2 down. Trout back to first.
First baseman, number 24, CJ Corral.
Crowed last night 3 for 4. Crone hitting .285 with 12 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Quasi shift on. Phillips shading Crone toward the middle. Oh, what count? CJ, one of those 4 guys, on the triple shot of the cycle. Halos of the last week plus, a lot of hits. Several games in double digits as far as the hit category.
Cincinnati anticipating Trout going.
That was a non-committed pitch out.
Especially a quick pitch. Again, any good base runner is going to notice something else is on when you change your pattern. You want to stay everything exactly the same on a pitch out. And you have to make sure that throw is around shoulder height for the catcher.
2-1 count. Johnny with 21 stolen bases.
Adelman has allowed 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts against him so far this year. Been holding the ball pretty well. Trout really hasn't got his normal size lead yet.
2-1. And that's driven out to straightaway center field. Hamilton back at the wall. Gone! Big fly for C.J. Cron, his 13th of the season, and the Angels have a 2-0 lead.
Well, now that's a perfect swing for C.J. Cron. He hits that 13th home run, now 57 RBIs. Anytime a power hitter hits a home run to center field, they feel real good about that swing, getting that foot down, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, thinking middle of the field, and hits it out well out to center field. Gets that fastball out in front of the plate. Perfect swing and a big fly for C.J. Cron.
Andrelton Simmons with a 1-0 count. 272 average for the Angels shortstop.
Nice job of getting that foot down, and what a perfect swing to be able to get that barrel to bat, dead center field. Tremendous sound off the bat for C.J. Cron. Back-to-back games for him. First time he's done that since July 1st and 2nd.
2-1 count on Andrelton.
And the big thing that played a part in that, you have a pitcher that was distracted by the potential of Mike Trout stealing a base, tried to be quicker to the plate, made a mistake with a fastball. With Trout stealing more this year, it's a good scenario.
Simmons flips one out to right field for a 2-out single.
We mentioned how many hits they've been getting of late, the Angels hitters. 3 already here in the first inning. Home run, the dead center field, a base hit up the middle, a base hit the other way by Simmons. So good swings against a guy they've never faced before. They're trying to track the pitch. And a lot of fastballs, even early on here from Adelman.
Started off with 3 runs on 4 hits last night in the first inning. The only inning in which the Angels did not pick up a hit was the second. The only inning in which they were retired in order. 2 outs and a man at first. 2-0 Angels. Here's Jeffrey Marte. He homered last night. Jeffrey back at third base, a .254 average with 11 home runs, 32 runs batted in. C.J. Cron's home run, estimated distance of 431 feet. Takes the breaking ball for a strike.
.20 extra base hits this season for Marte. 11 home runs, 9 doubles.
Good lead for Simmons. They'll check in on him. Marte, by the way, playing in his 66th game this year with the Angels. Filling in for Yunel Escobar. Yunel should be back with the Angels. They travel to Seattle this weekend.
Yeah, talked to him today, feeling much better. Back to baseball activities. And yesterday, Garrett Richards threw from 105 feet away as his progression to pitching off the mound before too long. Probably about 2.5 weeks, you might see Richards start throwing a bullpen or 2 before potentially throwing in Arizona Instructional League.
Simmons on the move, and Marte flips one out to shallow center. That's going to fall in. Simmons keeps on running. Hamilton flips it back into the infield. And Votto cuts it off. So first and third with 2 outs.
Runs a fastball in on the follow through on the backswing. Lopez on the back of the head. See right here, better view of that. The follow through on the swing, the back of the head of Lopez almost knocked them down.
Yeah, Marte's got a long swing, follow through. Not the first guy that he's hit this year. So here's Nick Buss. Started left field. Ortega got to start last night at left. 2-0 Angels. C.J. Cron with his 13th home run to give the Halos the early lead. Buss at .222 average with a home run. There's 5 doubles, a triple, and 4 runs batted in. Big hole on the left side of the infield. 2-0.
Adam, when he has that fastball in the lower part of the strike zone, that has good life on it. And the hitters are trying to force him up in the strike zone where there's a little bit less movement.
Two and one. Marte picks up a stolen base. He was on the move.
His first of the season. Real big jump there. Easy in scoring position now for Nick Buss.
First major league stolen base for Jeffrey Marte. Second and third, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Buss foul tips that one into the mid. Lopez hangs on, and the inning comes to an end. But the Angels, on the heels of C.J. Cron's second consecutive night with a home run, take the early 2-0 lead.
You talk about squaring up a baseball with some distance and sound. C.J. Cron, back-to-back games with a major big fly.
Second inning. Jared Weaver ran himself a 1-2-3 first, and he'll face Duvall, Phillips, and Shebler. Cincinnati looks to get its first base runner on board. Duvall, the left fielder, All-star this year, 248 average with 29 home runs and 83 runs batted in. Duvall hooks one down the left field line. That's some quick hands right there. It goes foul. Evens the count at 1-1. Down and away. Shift on with Duvall at the plate. 3 infielders on the left.
Big time power numbers for him. And extra base hits, 29 home runs, total of 58 extra base hits for Duvall this season.
Missed down and away. 3-1 count. Duvall last night going 2 for 4, a couple of singles. Laz Diaz says he went around.
That's a pretty good slider.
Full count.
See if he went across the plate. Yep. Oh, really close. It was close to being a strike to begin with.
Three-two. Duvall takes a called strike, 3 a fastball, 1 away. Hey, stay tuned later tonight on the postgame show for the business of sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by Honda, Costa Mesa.
Good fastball there from Weaver. 85 after the slider. Now the call on the check swing.
First strikeout for Weaver, and it'll bring up Brandon Phillips, the second baseman. The veteran went hitless last night, 0 for 4. 35 years of age. Swinging first pitch, pops it up. C.J. Cron on the jerk. 2 down.
Good spot on that fastball again from Weaver, especially against Phillips. Very good on the inside part of the plate. Went away. Had a pop up, a quick out. Those are always so important, especially after your offense puts up 2 runs at the bottom of the first.
Scott Schebler, the right fielder, up. 227 with 7 home runs and 25 runs batted in. He pulls this one towards second, and Pennington goes to his side. And it goes over his glove into right field.
Third baseman, number 7, Eugenio Suarez.
When you feel that to your side right there off the glove. He's playing in the outfield grass. And reacted, it looked like he was going to his arm side initially, then back to his glove side, and then try to get the glove in front instead of that body, although different hop there, playing in the outfield grass.
Call that a base hit. We'll put that in quotation marks. Hey, Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, up. First base run of the game for Cincinnati. Suarez at 248, 19 home runs, 59 RBIs. Takes outside. Suarez DH last night, went 0 for 3. Started third base this evening. This one's driven out to right. Cole's there. And the Reds are done here in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Halos up 2-0.
Bottom of second. Now let's take a look at our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco, U.S. women's water polo team, second straight gold medal. Defended their crown from London. Nice pitch too. Congratulations, gold medal winners. Second straight time for our women's water polo team.
Throwing a strike from the mound.
Yes, impressive. Tell you what, water polo is extremely tough.
Jeff Bandy, Cliff Pennington, Cole Calhoun. Facing the right-hander Tim Adelman. Faced 7 batters in the first. Gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. Count even up on Bandy at 1-1. Jet at 263 with 8 home runs, 23 runs batted in. 0 for 3 last night with a walk. Two-one count. Caught the inside corner. Two.
When you think about when you're facing Edelman here as a hitter, it's all about timing for a hitter to be successful. He has that little slight hesitation when he throws the baseball. I mentioned it earlier. With his hand in his glove, has the hand in the glove, brings it out, and then eventually throws the baseball. The timing throwing off on occasion so far for hitters against him.
Two. Fly ball to center. Hamilton comes in. 1 away. It almost looks like that hesitation you're talking about. It's like there's a stumble. Like,
yeah.
It's not a tap like a Rob Men tap on the ground.
No, right here you get a real good view of it as he gets in there and then the hesitation, and then he drives towards home. I think a lot of times though when you do that as a pitcher, you're more susceptible if you get a little bit too quick. That's when you drop your elbow. That's when you elevate a fastball, very similar to what we saw against C.J. Cron. So the timing has to be perfect for him along with the hitter.
Cliff Pennington, a .216 average, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, starting second baseman tonight. Caleb Coward had 3 consecutive starts at second.
Talked to Caleb today about that throw across the diamond from third base. I said, did you get a lot on that throw? He goes, yeah, you know, that one felt pretty good. I was pretty loose at that point. What a throw.
Play, man, off the bag. Just have the presence of mind to field it off the bag. And with no hesitation, fire a bullet across the diamond.
Between that throw and the throw that Simmons had against Hamilton going down the line, that was impressive.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pennington down on strikes. 2 down. 3rd strikeout for Adelman. If you've got a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $6 per seat. Just go to angels.com for more info. Top of the order in Cole Calhoun. Cole struck out of the first. Adelman got him on a high fastball. This is lifted out to shallow right field. Shebler comes racing and calls off. Phillips. Halos are down in order. 2 in the books. 2-0 Angels. Nothing as we start the 3rd inning. And if you're hearing some cheering in the background out in right field, that is the Sunburst Youth Academy National Guard Youth Challenge Program. And their whole mission is to intervene in and reclaim the lives of 16 to 18-year-old high school dropouts, producing program graduates with the values, life skills, education, and self-discipline necessary to succeed as productive citizens. So glad to have them out here, and they will be chanting and cheering for the most of the night.
Yeah, we could hear.
Little flare out to shallow right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Peraza with a single flipped out to shallow right. We'll bring up Rafi Lopez.
Catcher is number 61, Rafi Lopez.
See if we can get a ground ball double play. 17 of them turned behind him this year. Most ever turned behind Weaver. Really not necessarily a ground ball type pitcher, but it's got a lot of quick double plays this season. Peraza, good speed, 12 stolen bases, been caught twice. Talk about Weaver's very good pickoff move, 26 of them in his career. Footwork, extremely quick for Weaver.
Rafi Lopez, the catcher, at the plate. 0 for 2 this year. AAA, 213 average. A home run at 17 runs batted in. He's playing independent ball at Bridgeport. Home of the Bluefish. Independent ball. Spent many a night in that ballpark. A couple of seasons.
Nice ballpark.
Not bad. Bridgeport, Connecticut. Prior to this year, Lopez had into 7 games with the Cubs 2 seasons ago. Peraza's on the move. This one rolled foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
Weaver tried to be a little bit quicker to the plate on that one. Throwing a curveball. Peraza had a pretty good jump. Weaver ahead of the count 0-2 here. 3rd time in this game at this point. He's been ahead of the count 0-2. Mike Scioscia always has that option of a pitch out.
On the move again. The pitch is upstairs. The third out by Bandy. A good one. 1 down.
Oh, what a perfect throw for Bandy. How quick that transfer is for Bandy. Pitch upstairs. Quickly gets rid of it. Perfect throw right on the base. Great angle right here. The tag quickly on the hand by Simmons. What a throw from Bandy.
1 out, bases clear. 1-2 count on Lopez. Just missed a little bit low. Laz Diaz calling the balls and strikes. Corey Blazer first. Stu Sherwater at second. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, at third.
And the one thing to keep in mind on that throw from Bandy, also as a veteran pitcher in Weaver, when you hear runner going, Weaver elevated that fastball. A much better pitch to be able to give Bandy an opportunity to throw out a base runner. Well done by both Weaver and Bandy to get Peraza at second.
Down goes Lopez. 2 down. Second strikeout of the night. 16 MMA champions from around the world compete for a chance to challenge the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC. Demetrius Johnson, the Ultimate Fighter, Team Benavidez versus Team Cejudo. Tournament of Champions starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, only on FS1.
Solid, solid. I was ready. Where's it on?
FS1. I gotta
You need some water.
Doing my best buffer impersonation. Hamilton takes a strike. He grounded out to Marte in the first. Broke a sweat. Oh, man. You went right into defense mode.
Yeah, I was ready this time, just in case. You were pretty pumped up.
0-1. Offered at it. 0-2. There's the 0-2. In tight. Well, check swing did not go. You talk about pulling the trigger late.
It looked like he was in the mode just to try to foul that one off.
Two. Off speed, fouled back. Hamilton, 25 years of age. Second round pick in 09. Big leagues in 2014 and finished second in the Rookie of the Year in the National League. Upstairs. With his speed, he was recruited by Mississippi State to be a wide receiver. Ended up signing with the Reds, and the rest is history.
Well, he's got a great stride when you watch him run, too.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a high fastball. And Weaver picks up his third strikeout of the night. We head to the bottom of the third. Halos on top.
In the bottom of the third. Now let's take a look at our Honda helpful moment. On Sunday in Detroit, Mike Trout made a youngster's day signing that autograph. I'll tell you what, that was so much fun to see, and the reaction. To be able to get an autograph from his idol wearing his uniform, the big hug, and then the smile. So excited to be able to get that autograph from Mike Trout. What he does for so many young fans. The time he takes. Trout, fantastic.
First pitch, a strike to Trout to start off this third inning. Trout, Pujols, and Crone. Mike 1 for 1 with a single. That video we just showed of Trout and a young man at Detroit should be shown every spring training at minor league camp for every team.
Exactly.
Understand the impact that an athlete has on its fan base. This one rolled over to third. Suarez across the diamond, one down.
And with Albert Pujols coming to the play, let's take a look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Go back to his first home run back on April 6, 2001. The leg kick for Albert against Arizona. A little bit lower now, but the hands higher up back in 2001, a little bit more compact. But then when you look at the follow through on both pitch is the first home run of his career and home run number 586. Able to bring the hand through the baseball well and the lower part of the body, very similar as they drive and get that baseball out front.
Albert looks at a strike. He jumped on the first pitch in the first, hit a fly ball to center. 0 for 1. Tied with Frank Robinson, 9th all time. Sammy Sosa up next at 609. This one janked foul, heads up.
It's amazing when you look back to that first home run and you look forward to what we saw last night at 586. You know, very similar in some parts of his swing. You know, the leg kick a little bit lower now, but the hands a little bit closer, but still the way he's be able to create the leverage to drive the ball out. Amazing. 2001 here to 2016, still putting up unreal numbers.
This was down the line foul.
Well, he was on that fastball again, upstairs.
Oh, 2. Breaking pitch is skied out the left center. With Hamilton underneath it. 2 down. Let's go back and see and hear Albert Pujols' first career home run.
That ball hammered, and we have a tie game. For his career, big league home run. And after watching this kid in batting practice and that swing right there, it will not be nearly the lap.
Some people may think that a guy as young as Pujols is would be very.
That is the voice of Tom Brenneman at the time, the Diamondbacks broadcaster. And there's Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame broadcaster on the left. Jeff Bradley, former closer in the big leagues, the analyst on the Reds radio broadcast.
I think Tom was right on the nose on that one, saying that won't be the last one he hit.
Cron homered his first time up. '13th of the year, now with 57 runs batted in. Lifts this one down the line. Long run for Schebler. And it'll go foul.
And it's really cool when you get a chance to talk to Albert. I mean, he definitely does not like to talk about his own numbers. He always wants to talk about, we even mentioned that in the opening today, it's all about winning. But when you mention some of the names, he's right now tied with Frank Robinson, 9th all-time in the home run list, getting close to all the immortals in the game as far as extra base hits, RBI, all those incredible categories. He will give an occasional smile on that, but he says, all I care about is trying to help the team win. And that's all Albert's about.
Two, and that's lifted out to right center field. Hamilton moving back. He's at the track, pulls up, gone! Big fly for C.J. Cron, his second of the night. Extends the Angels' lead to 3-0.
Talking about back-to-back impressive swings for C.J. Cron. Home run to center. This one to right center field, staying back on the baseball, tracking it well. Fastball again, this is the lower part of the strike zone. And goes with the pitch. That's how strong C.J. Cron is. When you can hit a ball that far, he's getting that foot down, clearing his hips, and he gets that fastball out in front of the plate and hits it out to right center field.
7th multi-homer game of his career. 4th this season. Last time he did it was on July 5th at Tampa Bay.
It's 27 RBI in the last 21 games for C.J. Cron. Well, we were talking about C.J. Cron as far as getting that power swing back together after coming back from the disabled list. It was a matter of time. Well, 3 home runs in 2 games now for C.J. Cron.
Simmons 1 for 1 with a single. He shoots this one to short. Halo's done here in the 3rd. They add on the Cron blast. 2nd of the night. We'll head to the 4th inning with the Angels up 3-0.
Well, you think that's a pretty good pitch, but he hits it out to right center field. The youngster is happy.
The doing of C.J. Cron. A couple of home runs, 3 RBIs. As we start the 4th, Jared Weaver facing 2, 3, and 4. Cozart, Votto, and Duvall. Weaver with 3 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed, both singles.
Well, the last 2 nights for C.J. Cron, a home run to left, a home run to center, and a home run to right center.
Fouled off. The ball's 2 strikes on Cozart. Back at shortstop. 0 for 1 as he fouled out behind the plate to Jet Bandy. And he drives one out to left field. Nick Boss racing back. Just shy of the track, pulls up, now backpedals onto the track, puts it away. 1 down. Hey, get your red on during Star Wars night on Friday, September the 9th at 7:05. Join us as the Angels take on the Texas Rangers and receive a Stormtrooper Rally Monkey while supplies last. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets today. I'm sure our director Doug Freeman will want several of those for his bathtub. Here's Joey Votto. Votto's 0 for 1. He grounded out. C.J. Cron. All right. You all right? Good.
Oh.
1-1. This one ripped out to right field, a base hit. 3rd hit allowed by Weaver.
And Votto stays back on the baseball so well. 71-mile-an-hour curveball. Well, that batting average, what he has done at the plate since the All-Star break. He's got that foot down, keeps his hands back, even if his hips open up early on, but he kept his hands back. He's able to still get the good barrel. You see he's opening up the hips on a slow pitch, but still stayed back on it long enough to hook that in the right field for a base hit.
So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Adam Duvall. Duvall struck out looking, leading off the second.
And that fastball upstairs, 85. Off the plate and in.
Foul back, 0-2.
Another 0-2 count for Weaver. 6th time in this game. Saw that quite a bit last night for Matt Shoemaker, who was outstanding in 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs for Shoe. Shoemaker was outstanding last night. Continues on that great roll, especially at home.
Outside. 1-2.
Last 20 starts for Shoemaker, ERA in the 2.9s. And great his last 9 home starts, 1.35 ERA for Shoemaker.
Got the ceremonial first pitch today. Duvall pulls a foul. 1-2.
Weaver 47 pitched so far, 32 of them strikes. Always around the strike zone, Weaver.
This one out towards center field. Trout moving back on him. Looks like he's got to beat. Bottle back to first, thinking about tagging. No, he'll stay right there as Trout gets the baseball back in.
And you always got to be aware as a base runner, anytime the ball is anywhere near Simmons' hand, he will fire that back to first. Votto got back to the base quickly. Talking about Brandon Phillips, so how well he has hit on inside pitches this season. And that's one thing that Weaver did against him the first bat, fastball away. Look at those numbers, 400, 354, 339, all on the inside part of the plate. Very quick on pitches inside. Down and away. Best spot to go against him, all speed. Be a perfect pitch to be able to throw to him here if you're Weaver, down and away.
He got a little breaking ball down and away in his first at bat, and he popped out to Crone. Fastball for a strike. This one down to center. Trout coming in, puts it away, and the 4th is in the books for Cincinnati. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 3-0 Angels.
greater coverage of baseball. Rajai Davis, what a game he had today for Cleveland. 3 for 5 with a home run, double, single. But this is a big moment here. Take a look at our game break from Cleveland. Rest of field. Rajai Davis with Cleveland down 4-1 in the second, 2 on. 3-run home run by Rajai Davis as Cleveland comes back and wins that game 5-4. Minnesota has now lost 12 straight games. Davis has been a nice player for Cleveland.
It's Marte, Buss, and Bandy for the Halos here in the fourth. Oh, jackknife action for Marte. Avoid getting hit. Jeffy with a base hit in the first inning. Picked up his first major league stolen base as well. One ball, one strike. Two one. Pulled the string. A lot of fastballs early from Adelman. Now going to the secondary pitches. Three and one. Probably 3-2.
Might have to try an all-speed pitch now. Adelman now this year, 32 and a third innings pitched, has given up 8 home runs, with the 2 given up tonight. C.J. Cron.
And there's a leadoff walk.
And he tried to guide that changeup well off the plate.
First walk that he's issued tonight. Fans, this broadcast of Angels baseball being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome you to our broadcast, and as always, thank you for your continued service. A ball on the third base shot, and it's a good one. Suarez throws out Buss. Sacrifice will advance Marte into scoring position.
Yeah, we've seen that from Buss. He's done a nice job as far as bunting right down that third base line.
First career sacrifice bunt for Buss. That's ripped foul off the screen. Actually got through the screen. Wow. Trickled into the dugout. Bandy with a fly ball to center. Second inning at bat, 0 for 1.
Well, back to that perfect throw from Bandy. How quick the transfer and the throw right on the line at the base. Simmons able to apply the tag. Any kind of a high throw there, he's going to be safe. But a perfect throw from Bandy.
Jet takes a strike. It's 0-2. I think what gets lost in that play right there, you mentioned There's a pitcher trying to give a catcher an opportunity at a pitch out of the zone to throw down to second base. That high pitch is not the easiest pitch in the world to stay on top of the baseball as a catcher, to throw quote unquote downhill to second base. A lot of young catchers will catch up there, and all of a sudden the elbow drops because of how high it is, and all of a sudden the ball starts to sail on you.
And you wonder how much it helps that Banny's such a tall catcher too, to be able to get on that high fastball, be able to be quick through that. But a lot of times, again, when you're an infielder, when you see a runner going, that's when you say right away, runner's going. That way you allow a veteran pitcher to make that adjustment in that delivery of the pitch. Ran a little bit higher than you would want to throw it. But still, Weaver did a nice job of getting the fastball upper part of the strike zone to give Banny a better shot.
Quick conversation here between Lopez and Adelman. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. 5 hits allowed. His 7th major league start. And had studied healthcare management at Georgetown University. And he fouls it back. Adelman, as we told you, mentioned he got released in 2002. Ended up trying out for an independent ball team, the Florence Freedom. They weren't interested. Ended up signing somewhere else. Impressed the Reds. Got picked up after 2 seasons in independent ball. 2 impressive seasons at Double-A, and here he is in the big leagues this year. It's Kozar there. Hands this one. Low throw dug out by Votto. Nice play by the Reds first baseman. The second out.
Yeah, the stretch and able to scoop that ball. Peraza came in with the bare hand, a low throw, and Votto was able to scoop that. 2011 Gold Glove winner for the Cincinnati Reds. The only first baseman in Cincinnati's history to be able to win a Gold Glove at first base. The stretch and the scoop. That's a difficult short hop for Votto to scoop.
Ground ball right side. Votto to Adelman as Pennington is retired for the 2nd time tonight. The Angels leave a man at 3rd. We head to the 5th. It's a 3-0 Angels lead. Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about. By Bank of America, life's better when we're connected. And by El Pollo Loco, new chicken tenders. Try them today at El Pollo Loco. It's the top of the 5th inning. Halos up by the score of 3-0. Jared Weaver, so far so good. 3 strikeouts, no walks. 3 singles allowed. and is yet to allow a base runner to get into scoring position. Schebler, Suarez, Peraza coming up for the Reds. 6, 7, and 8. Schebler trying to bunt his way on. Rolls it foul. It's an 0-1 count. Right fielder had a base hit in second. Saw the note there that Schebler, a 26th round pick of the Dodgers in 2010. He came over with Peraza as part of the 3-team deal. It involved the Reds, the Dodgers, and the White Sox. This one's pulled over to second. Pennington's there. 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Weaver's retired the leadoff man in 4 of the first 5 innings. And here's Eugenio Suarez, third baseman. We were talking about Votto, the only Gold Glove Award winner at first base. You know, they have a Hall of Famer, Tony Perez.
Yes.
He was his third baseman originally, but played a ton of first base for the Reds. Never won a Gold Glove.
Very good at first base,
Yeah.
also for Cincinnati. Those dominant teams.
Ted Kluszewski, most famous for the sleeveless arms on his jersey.
Yes.
The Pythons needed to breathe, man.
Yes, they did.
He was a big man.
It's amazing, though, for all the success Cincinnati has had as a baseball franchise. It's the first and only first baseman to win a Gold Glove.
Dan Dreesen played some first base. Lee May. There's another big man.
Yes. Great guy. Never forget that time in the World Series. I think it was a 71 against Baltimore. He hit that ground ball down the line that Brooks made that famous play on.
Yep.
He goes, well, if I would have ran a little bit harder, if I thought maybe it would have been a double, but I'm not going to run that hard for a single. I said, yeah, right. He had a smile. He says, yeah, that was a pretty good play.
I can't forget about my boy, the man they call the mayor.
Yes.
Sean Casey.
Sean Casey.
That was a pretty good trade for the Reds for Dave Burba.
You talk about a guy that could hit all fields and comfortable no matter what the count was. Sean Casey, what a hitter.
2-2, called strike 3, down goes Suarez, 2 outs.
And a guy that really never seemed to enjoy the game of baseball.
Never.
Did he? Never smiled.
Never happy.
Nope. Speaking of happy, a fastball right here from Weaver paints the lower part of the strike zone, gets a call, 3rd strike.
So 2 quick outs, nobody on. Jose Peraza at the plate. 1 for 1 with a single. Weaver doing what he did at his last start against the Blue Jays. Keeping guys off balance.
Sort of a lot more fastballs in this game tonight that we've seen for quite some time from Weave. Spotted the fastball very well, 84, 85 consistently.
This one's down the right field line. Long run for Cole. It's slicing foul and out of play.
And Weaver, as normal, in the strike zone. 52.3% of the time he's thrown. It's one of the highest percentage of pitches in the strike zone this season in the majors for Weaver. Always around the zone.
1-2, little cue shot out to center, and that's going to get down for base hit. It's the third one of those we've seen tonight.
That baseball even had spin as it got the Trout out in the outfield.
Catcher number 61, Lopez.
So Peraza's on board. Here's Rafi Lopez, the catcher. Bandy, by the way, threw out Peraza, trying to steal in the third.
That's a real good changeup from Weaver.
Peraza's on the move. The pitch is strike. The throw down to second, and not in time, and the ball gets away from Simmons. So Peraza picks up the stolen base. A pretty good jump on that one. 13th stolen base of the year.
And another big jump for him. And a whole lot Bandy can do. Quick on his throw and release. Picks up his 13th stolen base. The hand already in there. Simmons tried to be quick on the catch and tag.
First time a Red has reached scoring position. They were 1 for 7 with men in scoring position last night. Oh, 2 outside. Halos in the bottom of the 5th inning have the top of their order coming up, and Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. Called strike 3. Down goes Lopez, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th with the Angels up 3-0. Of the order up. Game 2 of a 3-game set. Just 3 games on this homestand. Halos will leave on Thursday, the off day, travel up to Seattle. One 6-game road trip, one 7-game road trip. That's all that's left for the Angels away from the Big A, and they will finish the regular season here at home. Cole 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball to right. 0-1. The Angels have a chance, granted it's a lost season with everything that has happened this year, but a chance to play spoiler. Every team, with the exception of the Oakland A's next week, every team that the Angels will play are in some sort of contention, a battle, whether it's a division or the wild card. This one lifted foul and out of play.
And when you follow the lead of Albert Pujols, and that's with all the conversations I've had with a lot of the players of late, Albert's been preaching, get an opportunity to win games and put pressure on teams that are trying to get into contention themselves or put themselves in better position to get to the postseason. And it's dangerous when you face teams that are not in contention at this point, especially teams that are starting to swing the bats well, like the Angels.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Adelman at 72 pitches, 48 strikes. He struck out 3. Walked 1. Gave up 4 hits in the first and 1 in the third. Breaking pitch. Did not go. It's a quick umpiring crew as far as the appeals. You know that?
Yeah, they're right away pointing down at either first or third we've seen in this game.
Cole will go down swinging for the first out.
Another good changeup. And now it's time for the driver's seat with Mike Trout coming to late, brought to you by Kia. As Mike Trout continues his historic start of his amazing career. 25 or more home runs plus 100 or more runs scored each of his first 5 full seasons. Second longest streak in Major League history. Who has it? Albert Pujols for 6 seasons with 25 or more home runs, 100 plus runs scored.
Takes downstairs. Mike 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. 25 home runs, 21 stolen bases. Trying to get to 30-30. Has 1 30-30 season. That was in 2012. 49 stolen bases that year. He's trying to become the first player in MLB history with 2 30-30 seasons before his age 25 season. (2-0). And this line to left field. That's going to be over the head of Duvall. It'll hit the base of the wall. Trout on his way to second. And it's a 1-out double. 29th double. Sorry, Google.
And he's so good on off-speed pitches. Went down and got that one, lower part of the strike zone. 29 double. Season for Trout. Foot is down, off-speed, change-up. Hits a rocket, 1 hops the wall. See how he's able to keep that bat through the zone so well. That swing pass so impressive and short and quick for Trout. Trout hitting 309 on all-speed pitches, 318 on breaking balls.
Breaking ball for strike. Albert twice has hit a fly ball to Hamilton in center.
When the last at bat, he just missed the breaking ball. And he got a breaking ball that first pitch. Madeline right on the inner half of the plate.
Pujols came at batting 263 tonight. Takes low.
And the Hyundai key for this game. Talk about middle of a memory. Now all of a sudden you're seeing some hitters with some more comfortable swings throughout. And against a pitcher they've not seen, they've used the middle of the field also quite well in this game.
Breaking pitch, breaks his bat, rolls it foul. One and two. Albert started the season, remember, in April, a 176 batting average in the first month of the season.
And really had a tough time with low pitches early on.
But he is, you look at the rest of the way, batting average wise, it's taken a while for him to get back up to the 263 mark, but he had 297 with 6 home runs and 31 RBIs in July. coming into play tonight. 273 this month with 6 home runs and 22 runs batted in. In the hole at 1 and 2 with Trout at second. Mike with a 1-out double.
As he's going to try to sneak a fastball in right now on Albert.
Two and gets underneath it to Duvall and left. 2 down. Trout will stay at second.
And with C.J. Cron coming to the plate, let's take a look at a Carlos Cam replay in the first inning with 1 on. 2-run home run to dead center field for C.J. Cron over at 396 sign, way over that one. And then in the 3rd inning, on a pretty good pitch, 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and away, hits this one out to right center field. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs for C.J. Cron.
7th multi-homer game of his career. He's never had a 3-homer game. 58 RBIs on the season. Breaking pitch.
I think he was looking for that first one.
Some scrambling going on in the Reds bullpen as they start to get action going. Adelman at 83 pitches now. Two up count.
Staying away from the fastball this at bat. Both home runs on fastball so far for Cron against Adelman.
Most pitches that Adelman has thrown in a major league game this year. 101. That was in his 2nd start back in May. Cron, little dribbler, 3rd base side. Off the mound. And the Halos are done here in the 5th. We'll head into the 6th inning. It's still 3-0 Angels. Nothing game break. We were talking about the Twins and the Cleveland Indians. Here is Matt Underwood of the Indians broadcast.
So he had to waive
So he
that.
does. Okay.
He had to waive that, and according to the source. Oh, it nailed McAllister, and he caught it. Are you kidding me? Wow, that was unbelievable. Hacky sack does pay off.
See what I tell you about the best athletes, pitchers. McAllister, what a play.
You know how few times that actually works out?
Very few.
And how many times you say that?
And it worked.
Yeah, sure does.
soccer skills.
Go with it. Hamilton rips one out to right field. Cole racing back on it, and he will track it down for the first out. Hamilton 0 for 3 with a ground out, a strikeout, another deep fly. Quick out to start the 6th. We'll bring up Zach Cozart. You a hacky sack guy too? Is that what you're saying?
I remember seeing that and playing that a few times before batting practice. Not real good. I wasn't real good at that one.
They didn't have hacky sacks when you were growing up, right? But they called it a Dole pineapple can, right? Whatever you could pull out of the trash.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, that's what we did, right?
Yeah, milk cartons and
Milk
everything.
cartons?
Yes.
I know you're a big fan of pineapples.
Very good for you.
Allegedly. Cozart with a pop up to Bandy, a fly ball to left. Toad one. Cue to the right side. Crawl has to go way over because of where Pennington was playing, and they get the out. 2 down. Nice play.
And a good feed to Weaver.
First baseman, number 19, Joey Votto.
In a quick conversation, Weaver said, look, where are you playing? I'm way over here. You see me? I'm behind you. And Weaver's got that good angle. He went to the base. Remember we talked about that before, the old school, you run up with the line. A perfect feed as far as led Weaver to be able to catch that baseball and then get to that corner of the base and get out of the way. Well done by C.J. Cron.
Here's Votto. 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. Oh, 2. .802 counts for Weaver tonight. Votto shoots it out the left field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Buss cuts it off. Second hit of the night for Joey. That'll bring up Duvall. 5 hits tonight, allowed by Weaver, and all 5 singles. Really, the Hamilton ball. I'm trying to think of any other swings tonight that have been loud, whether a hit or an out.
He's done a real good job of keeping the hitters off balance. He's shown enough fastballs where they have to respect it. He spotted the fastball well, but his slider, very good. His curveball, excellent. Changeup, very good too.
Duvall 0 for 2. Jared wants to do baseball. This one lifted out to shallow right. Long run for Pennington, who is in the shift. Cole comes racing over. Clips there, puts it away. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th with the Angels up.
And with that inning, finish it off with another edition of Gooby Tuesday. Some guys talk about their favorite college football teams with the football season upon us. All right, Tyler, who is your favorite college football team?
Has to be USC. Go Trojans.
USC. Always Trojans.
I got to go University of Arizona. That's where I went, and you know, I root for them. I watch them, and hopefully they have a good year this year.
You know you're making a lot of people in the front office for the Angels really happy about that one.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple of Wildcats in the front office here, so you know, hopefully that's a good pick.
Jets having a big game, obviously a good throw, but he's also a smart man. Artie Moreno, big time, Arizona. And they're a good team always. Desert Storm, always a great defense. And my favorite team, though, college football team, always has been since a kid, Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Victor, who you got? College football team, favorite.
College football? I don't know that I have a college football team, because as a fan of the Jayhawks, all you use football season for is to count the days to basketball. I liked Miami back in the day when Jimmy Johnson was in charge. But I like Notre Dame. I just like watching college football.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's going to be a huge weekend coming up soon. College football season kicks in gear. SC playing Alabama.
Hamilton Simmons with a lead-off single to start the sixth.
Third baseman, number 19, Jeffrey Hernandez.
Hamilton 2 for 3 tonight. We'll bring up Marte, who's been on board twice with a single and a walk. Walk that Marte picked up in the fourth inning. The only free pass issued by Adelman. He struck out 4. One ball, no strikes. Ground ball, left side. Nice play by Suarez. Phillips with a quick turn. And a pretty nice double play turned by the Reds. 2 outs. Hey, get your red on as Angels take on the Rangers on Sunday, September the 11th. Fans in attendance will receive a patriotic baseball cap courtesy of Chronic Tacos while supplies last at Angels.com for more information. 2 outs, bases clear. Nick Buss coming up. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt. Buss shoots one out to left field. Duvall backing up a couple of steps, and we will head to the 7th with the Angels on top 3-0. returns with doubleheader action. First, the Astros collide with Adrian Beltre and the American League West leading Texas Rangers. Then Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers take on the Kansas City Royals. The action begins at 12:30 Pacific on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Speaking of the Texas Rangers, they came back and won that game against Seattle tonight, scoring twice in the bottom of the ninth, walking off and picking up an 8-7 victory. Your third baseman, Kale Coward, takes over for Jeffrey Marte. So Marte finishes his parte tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk.
That's the 4th loss in a row for Seattle now.
Phillips, Schebler, and Suarez to face Jared Weaver here in the 7th. Seattle falls to 10.5 back down the West. Houston won tonight, 3-1 over Oakland, so they remain 8.5 back. Phillips reaching forward, flares one out to shallow center. Pennington going out. One down.
You know, that great sign when you see hitters off the end of the bat, pop-ups to infielders against Weave tonight.
Right fielder, number 43, Scott Schebler.
I like the play that Pennington made to end the 6th inning because of the shift that was on.
He's been doing some running in this game.
Yeah, he was basically around behind second base. He had to cut across into shallow right to make that catch to end the 6th. That was on the ball that Duvall hit. Schebler 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. This is down the left field line, trying to challenge with a high fastball. And it'll go into the corner. Schebler stumbles around first, but he'll get to second with a 1-out double.
Yeah, because that pitch was elevated, he was able to stay back and let hit that in the left field for a double. Second hit of the game.
Number 7.
Fastball upstairs. Brought his hands up very good. That was right at the letters. And down the line for his 8th double. Season.
Mike Bourne getting ready. And that is hammered out to left field. Bus racing back, and that is gone. Into the Angels bullpen and beyond. A 2-run home run for Eugenio Suarez, his 20th of the season. It's a 1-run lead for the Angels.
That's one thing about this Cincinnati club. They can steal some bases, but they have some power also. Suarez, 20th home run. 41 extra base hits this season. Pitch right down the heart of the plate. He's able to get the barrel on that one out a long way to left field.
Base is clear, 1 out, and here's Peraza. He's been on board twice with a couple of singles.
All the runs so far in this game have been scored on the big fly. C.J. Cron driving in all 3 for the Angels. Suarez with a 2-run home run for the Reds.
Yeah, you'd like to have the 0-2 pitch to Schebler back. The off-speed stuff has been so good for Weaver tonight. But such is baseball. Move on to the next guy. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-2. Halos on top. We're in the 7th. 1-2.
Good slow curveball there from Weaver. 71-mile-an-hour curveball. Time numbers in the month of August: 472, including 2 hits and a stolen base tonight.
This is punched down the right field line, and that's going to fall in for a hit. 3-hit game for Jose Peraza. That might be all for Weaver. Mike Scioscia looks like he's coming out. 3 consecutive hits with 1 out here in the 7th, and sure enough, Mike Scioscia's going to the bullpen, and it'll be Mike Morin coming on to relief. A pitching change. What was a 3-0 Angels lead all of a sudden becomes a 3-2 lead and a pitching change. We are in the 7th.
This call is brought to you by Farmer John. Now pitching Waring will number 64.
Eight hits, 2 runs, both earned. He gave up the home run to Suarez, and 5 strikeouts with no walks. Starting it out, who's in, who's out. Mike Morin takes over on the mound. He does so with 1 out, a man at first base. Morin on the season, pitching now his 48th game, 2-2 mark, 4.89 ERA. He last pitched on Sunday at Detroit, only 1 inning and striking out 2.
Pinch hitting for Rafi Lopez, number 37, Ramon Cabrera.
Good pinch hitter Ramon Cabrera. Pinch hitting for Rafi Lopez. Cabrera got the start behind the plate last night. He went 2 for 3 with a single and a double last night. 244 average, and boy, quick move by Morin. Peraza gets back in there.
And Mike Morin does have a quick move. Peraza trying to get a bigger lead. He was going and barely got back in.
Lopez finishes the night 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Peraza with 1 stolen base tonight. He's actually 1 for 2. Outside. Peraza with 13 stolen bases. Two and 0.
Got to refocus on the hitter here, even though Peraza can run. A lot of speed on deck in Hamilton.
Two-one count.
Cabrera asked Laz Diaz if that was a strike. I look a little bit below the strike zone.
'44th game for Cabrera. .225 hitter from the left side, .320 from the right. He swung the bat well last night with the 2 hits. Two. Good location. Peraza was thinking about going.
Yeah, Mike's doing a good job as far as holding the baseball. Has been quick enough to first. Can throw out the timing enough where Peraza hasn't thought about stealing yet. Well, knowing the scouting reports on Mike Morin has to go to his changeup in this spot. You wonder if he'll be going here now.
Doesn't go, and that pitch misses in. Weaver looking on, gave up the 2-run home run to Suarez. More in charge to try to keep it there. No doubt 3-2 that Peraza's going to be on the move. And another throw. Time called now. Jet calling for it. Peraza goes. 3-2 is lifted down the line. Buss moving over to foul territory, has a play, makes the catch, 2 down.
Nice play by Nick Buss. Right in front of that wall. Foul territory to run that one down. He's able to put that hand out there to make sure in case he would run into the wall, he'd be able to make the play. His eye right on the baseball. Big second out of the inning.
Hamilton 0 for 3. Ground out, a strikeout, a fly ball to right. 3-2 Angels. We're in the 7th with 2 outs. Good change up first pitch from Morin. Cued foul. 0-2.
Well, that's a real good changeup for Morin against Hamilton. You know, throw a different type of changeup to a left-handed batter as compared to a right-handed batter. So we'll try to kind of a fade, or will run down and away against a lefty. He will cut his changeup against a right-handed batter. They'll take a shot at trying to steal here on an 0-2 count. Even if he gets thrown out, they'll give a fresh count to Hamilton.
No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2. 2 runs, 8 hits, 4 left on for Cincinnati. 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 left on for the Angels. Angels in the bottom of the 7th will have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Bandy, Pennington, and Calhoun. One, 2. Change up. Down goes Hamilton. He will apply the tag. Inning comes to an end. Cincinnati strikes for 2, but the Angels maintain their 1-run lead.
bottom of the 7th, and now let's take another look at a game break from Arlington, Texas. Nick Odor with one on. Not any longer. Dead center field. Odor, the walk-off, his first career walk-off against Diaz. That fastball down and went to dead center field. Now 8.5 up still with Houston winning today, but 10.5 now up on Seattle with that walk-off home run to dead center field. They've played exceptional baseball, the Texas Rangers, in one-run games.
New pitcher on for the Cincinnati Reds with the Angels up 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. It's Anaheim's own Michael Lorenzen. Born in Anaheim, grew up in Fullerton, went to Fullerton High School, went to Cal State Fullerton, and were Reds' first-round pick, supplemental first-round pick back in 2013. This will be his 23rd game this year. 2-0 record at a 2.53 ERA. A guy that grew up watching the Angels and enjoying Jimmy Edmonds out in the outfield. He played outfield at Cal State Fullerton as well. And of course, if you haven't seen social media over the last week to 10 days,
yes,
you should get on there and look up Michael Lorenzen. Lost his father earlier this year. Came off the bereavement list on August 19th. Pitched against the Dodgers. And then came to the plate. Saw one pitch from Pedro Baez and hit a 3-run home run in his 4th at-bat of his career.
It's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Just a touching tribute. Then obviously by the time he crossed the plate, the floodgates opened up, the tears welled up, and then the hugs in the dugout. It had to have been just an emotional ride for Michael. Having a fantastic season with Cincinnati. That one's off the plate.
You can see by that fastball he has, he's anywhere between 94 to 98. Slider, cut fastball, curveball, changeup.
Exclusively out of the bullpen this year. After pitching in 27 games last year, making 21 starts, it was his 4th at bat this year. He hit that home run. Don't see too many relievers. It's the National League more so, but coming to the plate. Divine intervention.
Yep.
3-2, and he tied up Bandy. One down.
The walk-up song he played was The Who. His dad loved The Who. Look at the upcoming schedule. The pitching probables for tomorrow. Brandon Finnegan going for Cincinnati 8-9 with a 4.23. Ricky Nolasco with that first W, wearing that Angel uniform, 4-12 this season overall with a 5.24 ERA.
Paddington, a little slow roller foul. Cliff starting second baseman tonight, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Down the line, slicing out of play, 0-2. One and 2, 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Little grunt there at the end by Lorenzen. Tim Adelman went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, 2 of which were 2 home runs. C.J. Crone.
A serious life on the fastball. Obviously must be a thrill here to be able to pitch here in this ballpark.
Yeah, first ever appearance in his hometown yard. Two balls, 2 strikes. And this, I would imagine, would be an emotional time too, because when you look at the schedule and you're in spring training, you see that interleague play is going to take you to your hometown. No question that I would imagine that it just overwhelmed being here. And Dad's watching up above, though.
No question.
Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs, and Cole Calhoun coming up. Oh, and 1.
Coming into the game, Lorenzen, 32 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts. Impressive stuff he has.
This one's driven out toward left field. Duvall racing back. Side of the track, makes the catch, and the Angels down in order as we head to the 8th. Still maintaining a 3-2 lead.
Angels on top of the Reds 3-2 as they try to hang on and win their 4th straight and 6th in their last 7 games. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Hope you stick around after this one for Angels Live, brought to you by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Joined by Jose Mota and Alex Scurry. We'll get all the interviews after this one. Certainly going to talk about Jared Weaver and also look ahead to the September 1st call-ups. We'll also address that tomorrow. Angels Live 3:30 earlier game. But CJ Cron, as I sent it back to Victor and Mark, he missed those 35 games with the thumb injury and the surgery. How would you project a full season with Cron? Slow start, 1 home run in April, perhaps 25 to 30 home runs and 80 ribbies.
Well, definitely when you think about the home runs he's hit in this series so far, 1 to left, 1 to center, 1 to right center. So you got the whole field covered with that power he has. No doubt you can project that to be 25, 30.
2, 3, and 4 for the Reds here in the 8th inning. Cozart, Votto, and Duvall. Morin, who retired the last 2 batters in the 7th, at least to start this 8th inning. Jose Alvarez, the lefty, had been loosening for the Angels in the bullpen. Votto on deck. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you might see 3 different Angels pitchers in this inning alone.
Fouled back. Ah, nice catch. That went in the Angels Spanish broadcast booth. Change up, and that's cued foul into the seats. Careful with that pitch.
Yeah, change up upstairs.
Fouled off. Oh, 2 count. Overthrown fastball misses 1-2.
Weaver had 9 0-2 counts throughout his performance tonight. Like Morin twice already. Head of the count 0-2. Tried to elevate to see if he could get a swing and miss on a high fastball. Cozart did not go after it though.
Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate, 1 down.
And hitter looking for an off-speed pitch. Instead gets the outside corner at 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
All right, here comes the fun part. Reliever carousel. Mike Morin done after 1 inning of work. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to left. A pitching change. Jose Alvarez on a relief. The Angels up 3-2.
Out. Let's take a look what's left in the tank. Presented by 76 with Jose Alvarez in the game now for the Angels. 17 pitches last night. He's got this will be his 53rd game ERA with 3.67 for Jose Alvarez. We tested here right away. It's Joey Votto at the plate for Cincinnati.
Votto tonight 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a ground out. The slider, first pitch for a strike. Oh, 2. Votto 283 average against lefties this year, 318 against right-handers. That pretty much equals a pretty good hitter.
If you're Nick Buss out in left field. You have to be ready for a baseball hit your way, especially if it's a pitch away.
And he goes chasing that slider. Down he goes, 2 down. Back-to-back strikeouts to start this inning. And here comes Mike Scioscia. JC Ramirez will come on in relief. With 2 outs now, 3-2. Halos on top.
This call will ultimate in
Mike Scioscia goes to the bullpen and brings on JC Ramirez. Ramirez pitched on Saturday in Detroit, working 1 inning. Former Cincinnati Red, working his 31st game with the Angels. 1-0, 3.38 ERA, 32 innings, 22 strikeouts, 9 walks. Pitched in 27 games for the Reds before the Angels picked him up. And an ERA north of 6. Duvall tonight 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly ball to center to Papa. Breaking ball in for a strike. This one's fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes now. Nobody losing for Cincinnati, so it looks like Lorenzen will come back for his 2nd inning of work. Pretty impressive first inning. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Halos will have Trout, Pujols, and Cron coming up. Ramirez, good fastball. 99.
Free and easy.
Well, you know that there's a little extra adrenaline.
Yes.
You're facing a team that basically said that you weren't good enough to be on their squad. Late on that one again.
But still elevated. That's the one danger of that pitch.
Halos with 2 in the first and 1 in the third, courtesy of 2 C.J. Cron home runs, 2 in the 7th for Cincinnati. Breaking ball lined into center field. Sped up his bat with a breaking pitch. And it's a 2-out single.
You got a little bit too much to the plate, especially ahead of the count 0-2.
So it's Brandon Phillips coming up now. 0 for 3. Hitless in the series so far. Ground ball toward the middle. Simmons not going to get there, and it's a base hit. Duvall will stop at second. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs. Here comes Scott Schebler. Schebler, 2-hit game with a single and a double. Breaky pitch foul back, 0-2.
Now looking to be able to finish off a hitter on an 0-2 count here. Quick conversation with Jet Bandy. Trust that movement on his fastball. When it's down in the knee level, very good movement.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. He went around. Schebler strikes out to end the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Angels maintain a 3-2 lead. Three to 2, trying to make it 2 in a row against the Cincinnati Reds. Lorenzen back out on the bump, and the Angels will send up 2, 3, and 4. Trout, Pujols, and Cron. Lorenzen working in his 2nd inning of relief. Struck out 2 and got a deep fly ball off the bat of Cole Calhoun. Get the 7th.
It's be a nice little fun matchup here. Lorenzen, who throws extremely hard, upper 90s against Trout.
First pitch fastball in for a strike. Trout tonight 2 for 3, a single and a double. It's also grounded out. Good old country hardball. Here it is. Breaking pitch, and that's lined to the alley in right center field, and that is off the wall. Trout on his way to second. Second double of the ball game, and it's a 3-hit game for Mike.
A nice job of going down and getting that breaking ball and driving it to right center field. Mike Trout, who leads Major League Baseball as far as on-base percentage, stayed back on that slider and lines it to right center field off the wall. Second double, 30 doubles now on the season for Trout.
Looking for some insurance runs as Fernando Salas gets ready in the bullpen for the ninth. There's Albert, hitless tonight, 0 for 3. 3 fly ball outs. And he shoots this one out to right field. It's a base hit. Trout is going to be stopped. That ball not hit very deep, so Schebler was playing shallow, came in, gets it back in. So the Angels have a couple of base runners to start the 8th.
Yeah, we talked about Albert, how well he has hit of late is because he's been using the whole field. Little cut fastball went with it, goes the other way. Base hit to right field for Albert. We have a pinch runner now.
Rafael Ortega takes over as the pinch runner at first base.
Boy, Albert's been on an impressive run.
Infield in for Cincinnati with Crone at the plate. CJ 2 for 3. Couple of home runs, 3 RBIs. 14 home runs on the season now and 58 runs batted in. Takes a strike.
One thing you always try to do as a pitcher, especially with the man on third, is that first pitch, especially as a right-handed pitcher against a right-handed batter, run that fastball in. That's exactly what he did. Good decision by CJ Crone to take that to one. Would have been very difficult to drive at 97. Going back in again.
1-1. Tied him up, and it's fouled back. 1-2. Trout over at third base. Ortega, the pinch runner, at first. Time called. Quick throw to first base, and Ortega back. One-two, chopper left side. Contact play not on. Thrown out at first. One down. Ortega ends up at second base. Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet.
Always that possibility of a safety squeeze or a straight suicide squeeze with Simmons at the plate now. Might be the quick conversation going out there now. Cincinnati as far as strategy.
Angelton 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. You know, 96, 97, 98, not the easiest pitch in the world to bunt.
Just before they ran out there, they talked strategy. That's very difficult, especially when those pitches he threw to CJ Crone was running inside with a fastball. That's trying to get that bunt down at 97, running in on you. Would not be surprised if you see a first pitch out. Exactly what we thought, to run that fastball in. Very important run here for the Angels.
This is a flare to right. That'll score one. And being stopped at third is Ortega. It's 4-2 Halos. Simmons with his third hit of the night.
And Simmons always so good at 7th inning or on so far this year. 339 batting average. Big RBI single in the right field for Anderson Simmons. Runs that fastball in, just enough on it. Looking at inside out approach. He's going to make contact and gets a base hit and an RBI. Big game for Simmons.
Andrelton picks up his 29th run batted in. First and third, one out. Caleb Coward, first plate appearance, took over defensively at third base in the 7th. Caleb hitting .250, 3 doubles, a home run, 3 RBIs. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off his ankle. Went hitless last night, snapping his career high 8-game hitting streak. 9 for 36 this year. Mentioned Salas loosening for the bottom, or the top of the ninth, I should say. Ground ball towards second. Phillips will apply the tag, flip it to Votto, and they turn a nifty double play for the third out. The Angels do get an insurance run. We head to the ninth. It's a 4-2 Halo lead. Two in a row against the Cincinnati Reds, lead at 4-2. Let's go back to the bottom of the 8th. A terrific play by Brandon Phillips, not only to cut off Anderson Simmons, but to run him back, apply the tag, and then quickly flip it over to Joey Votto to get the inning-ending double play. The important part of that one is that the last out being a force out. Phillips could have thrown to Votto for the force out, but then a tag play would have ensued. That means that second run would have been plated before the tag applied, and it would have counted So an alert play by Phillips. Here in the ninth, Fernando Salas takes over. 58th game, 3-6 mark, a 4.55 ERA. He's got 5 saves under his belt. He's going to face the bottom third of the order: Suarez, Peraza, and Cabrera. Trying to close it out for Jared Weaver. Weaver's looking for his 10th win of the season. This is a bunt on the third base side. It's a beauty. Barehanded by Salas. Throws to first. They got him.
What an outstanding play. Got to that baseball. Not only got to it quickly. See where Coward's playing, coming in on that baseball, but with the bare hand and all in one motion, a perfect throw to first base. Great play by Fernando Salas. That athletic position, they stay low on the throw. Good stretch by C.J. Cron. What a play by Fernando Salas to get that first out.
Peraza 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Just down low. One down low. This will line to right center field, a base hit. With his speed, could get extras, and he will. Goes to the wall. Trout picks it up, gets it back in, and it's a 4-hit game for the Reds shortstop Jose Peraza.
We showed his numbers earlier, what he has done in the month of August. He certainly helped that out with this performance here tonight. And 91-mile-an-hour fastball is trying to find a way to get on base, stay back on that. Inside out, lines it to right center field for a double. In 500 in the month of August.
Cabrera for 1. He pinch hit in the 7th, hitting a fly ball to left. Foul territory. That's out towards center field. Trout racing back is there, puts it away. 2 down.
Tracked that one down very well off the bat. All important second out now.
Two outs and a man in scoring position. Here's Billy Hamilton, 0 for 4 tonight. 2 strikeouts, a fly out and a ground out. This one's hit out to left field, and that is foul.
That was really close.
Jeff Nelson with the call, and nicely played by Nick Buss, by the way. And the Reds are going to take a look at it downstairs.
Boy, just foul. Real close. Better angle here.
Yep. I mean, you got to just go ahead and take a look at it if you're Brian Price. I mean, what are you waiting for? I mean, it's no brainer. Why even bother looking at it? Just challenge it. They are going to challenge it, but it looks like there is that separation between the ball and the foul line.
Yeah,
There's
you're
a little
talking
green
about
there.
real close.
Yep. So they will take a look at it. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, is the one that made the call. That is Diaz on the right. Headset's coming off, so this should be fairly quick. Imagine it is a foul ball.
The call on the field is confirmed.
See how close this really is. How close you can see the green, the baseball, and that chalk line. Just foul.
Oh, one fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. To be honest with you, I'm surprised Major League Baseball doesn't mandate that those foul lines are chalk all the way down.
That way you can see it.
Yeah, on the grass it's painted. On the warning track, it is chalk. So if the ball hits it, you see the plume of smoke. 0-2 to Hamilton, down low. Peraza standing at second base, a 4-hit game, 3 singles, and the 1-out double here in the ninth. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Hamilton was willing to turn the body in and take that slider off the leg. Did not hit him though.
Two-2 pitch. Hamilton, a little bouncer back toward the mound. It's off his leg, and it's a foul ball. Salas wants to run through the signs once again. 11 hits for Cincinnati, 10 for the Angels. 2-2, and Hamilton shoots one out to left field. This time it is foul again.
Pretty close again.
Yep. Nick Buss should just stop right there.
Yeah, stay right by the line. Still close.
Fourteen pitches for Fernando Salas. 2 outs. We're in the ninth. 4-2 Angels. Inning continues. It's Zach Cozart on deck. Two again. Pulled down the line, foul. Went down and got it. Figured he was unsuccessful down the left field line. He tried to give the right field line a little workout. Halos trying to make it 4 in a row. Took the last 2 at Detroit. Took the opener of this series last night. Full count.
And a really impressive at bat for Hamilton against Fernando Salas.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Hamilton slices it foul. Outfield shallow, 3-2 again. Hamilton draws the walk. So now you've got terrific speed on the bases in Peraza at second, Hamilton at first. Hamilton representing the tying run. First walk of the night for an Angels pitcher. Cozart 0 for 4. Struck out looking in the 8th. Outfield a little bit deeper with Cozart at the plate, and the first one for a strike. Pennington shading toward the middle. Prone off the line at first. And Coward near the line at third. Oh, 1. Breaking ball popped up. C.J. Cron into foul territory. Light that baby up as the Angels have won their 4th straight. The first 2 against the Reds. The final tonight 4-2.
Boy, C.J. Cron with a big game. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Anderson Simmons, solid game himself. Mike Trout, big game. Jared Weaver picks up his 10th victory of the season, tying an Angel record for 10 or more wins in a season. 10 times he has done that. Tied that record with Chuck Finley. Fernando Salas picks up his 6th save, but the story really was C.J. Cron and that power home run to center, home run to right center field. 4 runs scored, 10 hits. Pick up another W, 4 in a row for the Halos.
Halos once again in the double digits in the hits category with 10 tonight. A little hairy there in the top of the 9th inning, but Fernando Salas ends up picking up his 6th save of the season. And the Angels will go for the series sweep tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow it is a 4 o'clock start here as we wrap up this quick homestand. 3-gamer, and then it's an off day on Thursday before heading out on the road. Take on the Seattle Mariners and then the Oakland Athletics. 4-2 the final. C.J. Cron, a couple of home runs. His 4th multi-homer game of the season. He is down on the field with our own Alex Curry.
CJ, 4 straight wins for this team. You guys struck early and never looked back. What was the key to maintaining this lead tonight?
We've did a great job for us. We put a few up early, and he threw up a lot of zeros and kind of allowed us to tack on, and it was a good overall effort.
Now, as you mentioned, Weaver battled on the mound for you guys, but then the bullpen came in and shut it down. How confident are you guys in this pitching staff right now?
They're throwing the ball great. Every guy that goes out, there's a chance we win the game, and it's been good so far.
And as we said last night, since you've come off the DL, you have not missed a beat. 3 home runs in 2 games. What's made you so successful in the box?
I don't know. I'm just seeing it well and trying to put good swings on the ball. Whatever happens after that happens, and fortunately it's been good the last couple days.
It has, and it's been fun to watch. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
The Angels make it 4 straight wins as they continue to play well here at home. But stick around because we'll break it all down next with Patrick O'Neill and Jose Mota on Angels Live. So stay tuned right here on Fox Sports West.